who doesn't? We all want to see our children, winning first place, doing really well in whatever it is that they're doing. But sometimes, that comes at a cost. And sometimes our children may not necessarily be ready for those wins. And in fact, there are even times where if your child only won and never lost and never failed, it's actually a disservice for them, because handling failure, handling all of the stresses and all of the embarrassments and the self-consciousness that comes from the failures that they experience is just as important. And that is a critical part of the performing arts journey for a young student. And, yes, while, it's important for parents to encourage and push for success and excellence in their child's performing arts journey, it's even more important for parents to recognize the children's failures and to actually applaud them in it, to encourage them to fail. One of the first things I help them recognize is that you're going to sound ugly. You're going to crack notes. You're supposed to. Because if you never crack a note, if you never sound bad, then you probably didn't try hard enough. It's like riding a bike. You really can't learn how to ride a bike if you've never fallen off a bike. And that's the same thing with the performing arts. If you've never forgotten a line, forgotten lyrics, cracked a note, played a wrong note, made the wrong move, made the wrong turn in a dance routine, then you probably haven't tried that hard. You probably never pushed yourself enough. So when your child is in that class and they make a mistake and you see it from the side, applaud them. Applaud them for having the courage to go up in front of the class and do something and take a risk, because these risks will eventually pay off. When you're working with your children, instead of discouraging them from making mistakes, encourage them to make those mistakes, encourage them to fail, and then work with them, journey with them, help them process with their instructors, help them process properly and put those things into perspective. And then they grow up to become better people and more successful in life because they now know how to handle failure. Oh, and one more thing. Try not to ask your children too often to dance and sing for your friends and family. I remember when I was a child, my parents loved doing that. And it's fun to a certain extent, but after a while, it can become a part of this self-consciousness. Sometimes when we are performing for your friends and family, there's a lot more pressure in that than performing for strangers or in a classroom setting that is a safe and controlled environment, because your relative and your, friends may not always be as supportive of failures, and their judging eyes can often put extra stress onto your children's performance, children's growth. So be mindful of that. Now, I'm not saying never to ask your children to do that, but just be very mindful of how you ask your child to perform for friends and family. Make sure that they're performing for people who won't judge them, who will love them no matter what they do, no matter whether or not they're great or bad, is to just clap and cheer them on. It's the number one rule I have at every single recital for every audience member, is that you must clap really loudly and cheer for every child that is on that stage, because performing is scary. And so every child has to work really hard, and it doesn't matter what they do on that stage. It doesn't matter if they fail miserably. We cheer them on and encourage them to continue. So do that. Anyways, if you like what you see here, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. And of course, please contact us at PopRock Academy. At any time, if you have questions or want to, learn more about us, you can also email us at info@poprockacademy.com. Come visit us in Temple City, California. You can find us more information at poprockacademy.com. All right. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.